What's up, everybody? I'm Damon Hatfield here with my good friend Sam Claiborne from GameScoop.
Hey,
and
everybody.
we are joined by Scott Bacharach, founder of Tastemakers, parent company of Arcade 1UP. Scott, thank you so much for joining us today.
What's up, guys? Thanks, Damon. Thanks for having me.
So I believe Arcade 1UP. You guys make arcade machines for people to have in their homes. Lots of really cool stuff. And I think
There's a little one right back there. I can see it.
There it is. That's the NBA Jam back there. So I think you guys are announcing some new arcade cabinets very soon. Is that right? Or actually right now?
We are very privileged and happy to announce several new arcade games. One of the first that we're going to be announcing is Miss Pac-Man. And
a very good video game.
Yeah.
One of the absolute greatest video games ever created.
So this has a little teaser for it, and in that it said there was a commenter saying, "I don't think they'd ever put this out." That's because there's this is not a difficult. This is a difficult game to put out, right?
I gotta tell you something. We're so lucky. We have a phenomenal partnership with Bandai, and this has kind of been on our radar and our wants for the last couple of years. It's been in discussions, and we're really proud to bring it out. It's one of my personal favorites, and I'll tell you something. It's a hard game to play, boy. It really is. We like to say it's easy to play, hard to master, right?
Sure. An amazing game.
It's hard to master when it's going really fast.
That's what I was going to ask.
Yeah.
If you're able to control the speed of the game.
So we will have some settings that we'll be able to alter, and we'll have actually some exciting things that we're not going to talk about right now, but that will be in kind of the hidden gems of the game as it comes out. It's going to be a beautiful thing. We've got several different styles that'll be out there. You started showing them a little bit. It'll have a light up marquee, and I'll have our standard riser. What's exciting for us is this is the very first time that this is being offered as a home arcade machine outside when it was first originally released, several years ago, almost 40 years ago.
Yeah, I have an original stand-up and a cocktail, and the stand-up is really big, and it's really pink and really blue, and it's the best-looking arcade machine for our room. I think it's really cool looking on its own, and I think just having it in the corner of your room is so eye-catching. I think it looks like, from what I just saw, you guys just nailed that cabinet look.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you so much. And you know what? I totally agree with you. Like, these pieces, I mean, they're awesome to play. They bring you back to that moment in time and all that stuff. But they're they are pieces of art. It's like you're mentioning this one that's behind me here. I mean, I have more people coming in here and be like, I don't know what that is, but it's just cool. Like, what is that? Is that a real arcade machine? And so nice pieces of art that are actually functional furniture that work.
It looks like there's a few other games in the same package too.
Mm-hmm.
There are on Miss Pac-Man. There are 4 different games, and that'll be included with that is Miss Pac-Man, Dig Dug, Rally X. Losing the fourth one right now.
But other classic arcade games you can play with a joystick, basically, because that's what Miss Pac-Man has. Joystick.
Yeah, correct. And what's very unique about Arcade 1UP, amongst other things, is that our machines are very true to the original. So we don't use a generic control panel. We use a very specific control panel that works for those games that were identified to go into that machine. And it's not a one-size-fits-all sort of thing. Mm-hmm. It gives you a true arcade experience at your house.
Are you announcing a release date for Miss Pac-Man today?
Yeah, so Miss Pac-Man, obviously making an official announcement right now. It will be out for fall of this year in stores by October, November timeframe. And we're going to start, us and retailers will start some pre-orders, and those announcements will be made over the coming months. Best thing to do on that is, if you guys are anybody interested, go check out www.arcade1up.com. And at that site, you can find all the information in terms of when we're releasing. There's a lot of notify me buttons, some really exciting stuff.
Miss Pac-Man was the number 1 selling arcade game of all time in its day. And it's really cool that we'll have to track those numbers, Damon. We'll keep on seeing it stays on top.
I know, yeah. Going to add
some
numbers to that.
Were either one of you guys good playing at Miss Pac-Man?
Yeah, I like Miss Pac-Man.
Sam's probably really good.
Yeah, we had a work competition. I brought in a machine a while ago, and everybody played it for a couple weeks. And our friend Jared Petty won that competition. He had about 240,000, which is pretty good.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah. I can't. If I break 200, it's a really good day. But I have a little book called "How to Beat Miss Pac-Man" from 1982, which really helps.
You really got all the cheat books? I love that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Uh,
the patterns don't work in Miss Pac, though. You know.
okay.
It's hard.
Okay.
No. Hey, Sam, I think
Your
it might be
pattern
the
works?
player. My patterns are working, Miss Pac-Man.
Good. Good. It's good to hear.
We do need to move on so we can cover the other games that you're announcing. You have a new fighting game. You guys have XMen versus Street Fighter.
Yeah, I mean, this is just, come on, this is amazing, right? You're taking two of the greatest of all time behemoths in the industry between Marvel and Capcom, putting them together to release X-Men versus Street Fighter, and this is just an awesome machine. And actually, in this one as well, you can see it right there. We have some different representations of what it'll look like, kind of matching graphics that go below it, that whole comic book series appeal, and light up marquee that will come with it. And actually, there'll be some really exciting stuff that we can't talk about right now, but that will be in that machine that are going to blow a lot of people away. Another hidden gem.
Nice. Well, speaking of gems, I saw some other games in there. War of the Gems is in there. That's a brawler. That's really cool. But yeah, this game is famous for these giant, just gorgeous sprites. It's just the prettiest pixel art, I think, of all time. And I think I've seen these cabinets, and they do a good job of showing you, what this game should look like.
Thank you. It's funny. I was actually on the phone the other night with our office in Hong Kong. We've got certainly several machines throughout the office, and we're doing a Zoom call like this. And in the far back, I keep seeing this one machine like lighting up. And I knew it was something having to do with Marvel, but I couldn't see what it was. And they flipped it around, so it was kind of on its side, showing what it was. And literally, I mean, you could just see the graphics kind of popping through the Zoom. It was pretty wild looking. It's an amazing part. It's a beautiful piece of art, really.
This game doesn't have a cabinet, right? It's just a board set and a conversion kit. So how did you guys decide like what its cabinet should look like? Whereas like Miss Pac-Man, we just talked about, it's a work of art that was made, and we all can recognize it.
Yeah, truthfully, to be speaking, we have some really great gamers on our team, right? And some people who are true hardcore, I call them hardcore fans, right? Who are really in and out. And I can't speak to the Capcom side of it because to be truthful about it, it wasn't really my jam on my game. I'm 51 years old. I'm like Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, Galaga. But I can tell you that they spent a great deal of time talking amongst themselves why the artwork had to represent the way it did. And I know it was a lot of conversion between themselves and the licensor. And again, it was getting Marvel on track, kind of Capcom / Street Fighter team working with them. And it was really a collaborative effort.
Okay, and so the third game that you're showing off for us today is going to be Big Buck Hunter, the light gun game.
Boom, right? First shooting game that we're introducing right now. Big Buck Hunter Pro Series, just awesome, right? If you were in a bar anytime in your life, this was your game. Right?
Yeah, it's there.
And this opens up kind of the genre of shooting for us. And again, kind of, to speak to what we were talking about before, this is not one of those things where, you just plug in a gun to an existing cabinet that's got some controllers. It's completely designated. It's got guns in there the right way. Everything ties in perfectly to the way you remember playing the game, including the deer kind of going over. And it's a beautiful piece of equipment also. They all are. They're like looking at classic cars or motorcycles or anything else. I mean, they're really cool.
Exactly. I know you were saying Miss Pac-Man's going to be ready for this fall. What about X-Men vs. Street Fighter and Big Buck Hunter? Same time period?
Yeah, actually, all of these, again, through our partnerships with some terrific partners. Big Buck is Playing Mechanics, and obviously we talked about Capcom and Disney and Namco. All of our partners have worked really hard with us and collaboratively with us to make sure that we could have product out for third, fourth quarter this year. We've been asked by a lot of consumers, retailers, to make sure that we can be there on time, and so I can't say enough how excited we are that our partners were able to participate and make that happen, because without them we wouldn't have been able to.
Well, these are all really exciting cabinets.
Yeah, I don't know if you can answer this. I don't know if you can answer this, but if you can, I'd be really interested. How the heck did you get a light gun working without a big CRT monitor?
If I could tell you, they'd probably kill me because I'm not allowed to. But I don't even have the technical experience to tell you how.
Yeah, that's so cool looking, though.
I got to tell you something. Like we all know our skill sets and we all kind of know what our roles are in the business. And I've realized a long time ago that my skill set is certainly not in the mechanical side, the engineering side, the technical side. So they kind of leave me out of it. In fact, I was the example. They said if Scott Backrack could figure out how to build this and put it together, anybody across the United States could do it. And
Right,
so
'cause some
that's about
players are
it.
And Scott, I believe you're also announcing a new pinball machine today. Is that right?
We certainly are. In fact, I'm going to tell you that we are closing the gap between real pinball machines that I see behind Sam and our three-quarter scale digital pinball machine. This is the Marvel series. We partnered with Zen Studios, one of the greatest in libraries of digital pinball games, and this too will be coming out for third quarter this year. It's an amazing piece. So this one has haptic feedback, and it also has what we call nudge detection. So you're literally, as you're playing there, you literally feel like you're playing a real mechanical pinball machine. It's pretty amazing. You close your eyes, and like I said, you're gonna feel like you're playing like the machine that Sam has behind him.
Mm-hmm.
So by that you mean that you're feeling like when you hit the flipper buttons, just to make it clear to the audience, that you're actually feeling like the shaking of the machine, that by each flip or by each time the ball hits a pop bumper or something like that, you feel that in the cabinet.
Correct. So what they are is they're solenoids, and so the solenoids actually give you a feedback into your fingers like this. So yes, as the ball in theory would normally hit, you would get all that same kind of feel in that gameplay. There's actually even a tilt feature that comes into this machine. It's dope.
So our audience might have played these games before on their PlayStations and Xboxes. Marvel Pinball was, released several years ago by Zen Studios, and they're a really good collection of Marvel tables. So, do you know offhand like how many different tables are in this machine?
This will have 10 different games in it.
Wow.
And to your point, yeah, it's pretty robust. And what's really cool is, like you said, like a lot of people have played these games and they've loved them, but they play them on a console. Right? And so this is the first time at your house that you're actually able to play them in a true quote unquote pinball arcade experience, and all for their rough and tough $600 retail.
So it looks like there's two screens, right? Because there's the main playfield screen, and then there's the little dot matrix display behind it. That's a whole separate screen, right?
Correct. It is. Yes.
That's really cool.
Yeah. This is we like to say this is the Ferrari that's put into a Camaro price.
That's very cool. Scott, all of these things are right up Sam and I's alley. We're big arcade games, big classic gaming fans. So we're definitely getting excited about all these announcements. Thank you so much for joining us today and showing off your new stuff.
Yeah, man, you're a rock star. Thanks so much for having us. Appreciate it.